you got one in this fight, Joe? That's my little fighting rules.
So, hi there, and welcome to Boxing Media Hub. We're proudly in partnership with Falcon Contracting and Jam's Boxing Chat. I'm Jam, and we're here for the big one. We've got Terence Bud Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. I'm delighted to be joined by my friend from America, D, who's in the know. How are you, D?
Can you
You're
hear me?
good, mate. Yep, can
Yeah,
hear you, mate, sir.
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm excited, especially to join you guys, man. It's been a good night of fights. Some upsets like Jared Anderson, Pitbull losing. So it's been a good night. Hopefully, we don't have an upset in this fight. That's the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
I concur with that one, mate. I concur with that one. Well, we've got Bud Crawford, who's 40 fights, 40 wins. He's got 31 knockouts. He was last out a year ago, a couple of days back, against Errol Spence Jr. We know what happened there, so there's no point in getting into that one. Israil Madrimov's last fight was against Magmadov Kurbanov, and that was a very special win. He knocked out the 25-1 fighter. No one expected him to do so, but he did. And Madrimov's record is 10-0-1. So people are sleeping on him, mate. We're at 154. The Uzbeki man could have the power at this level. I still think Crawford's going to sleep him, but I think it's a closer fight, D, than most people think. What's your thoughts, bro?
I think I'm sleeping on him. I have amnesia or whatever. Like I've been taking melatonin. I just don't think that he's on the level of a Terence Crawford. I could be completely wrong. I'm gonna say that. I haven't watched a lot of his fights. I watched his last two fights. He won them pretty handedly, but I just don't like the way he fights. And I think that Terence is gonna have a clear speed advantage. And I think he's gonna be able to get to the punches a lot faster than Madrimov. And I think it's gonna be a stoppage in the later rounds, 7 or 8. I think the first couple of rounds, Terrence going to take off, so it's gonna look like, okay, this is a calculated fight. But I think once Terrence starts to get started, it's gonna go downhill for Madrimov.
He's going to show his levels. Yeah, a lot of people are the same, D, to be honest. I think Bud is just, he's a phenomenon. He's an absolute one in a million fighter, isn't he? He can move up to any weight and hold his own. Let's be truthful.
Yeah,
And
not only that, but you seen Andy Cruz today, and looking at Andy Cruz, it just shows you that there's a different level between the professionals and the amateurs. Because Andy, I didn't think that he looked too good, especially against, because this was supposed to be a showcase fight for him.
yeah,
He wasn't high on the main card. He was like the first fight of the main card, and he really struggled that fight. So I just think that the amateurs, it doesn't prepare you for the pros. I think that having those small fights, unless you're a special talent like Lomachenko, which I always tell people,
yeah. World
Lomachenko is a
title in his
special
second fight,
talent.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Lomachenko is special. I just don't think that Madrimov is special, which he could prove me wrong tonight, but I don't think he's special like that. And
Yeah.
Andy Cruz probably, just imagine Andy Cruz going up against a Gervonta Tank Davis
Oh, he
in
gets
his,
sparked. He gets
or,
sparked.
Shakur Stevenson. It's just that that high amateur fight. I don't think it relates to the pros.
Have you seen Shakur and Loma going back and forth, D, tonight at this very arena while Eminem was doing his music?
No, I
Shakur
never.
and Loma were having a right. They had to be separated by security. They were going at it.
Oh no, I missed that. Actually, whenever so I'm on vacation, so whenever Eminem, I love Eminem music. But I'm here for the fight. So when Eminem
Yeah,
was performing, I was like, okay, it's time for me to get a bathroom break, get something to eat, like something to
that's
drink,
it,
like.
mate. Yeah, you know that, D. You know that. I'm just going to run through a couple of comments, mate, while we're here.
Okay.
Brooklyn Amani said went from 525 to 535. Yeah, that's because Eminem went on a bit long, mate. That's why I put that. Eminem went on. SWS Boxing has said, let's go. Brooklyn Amari has said, welcome. He's talking to you there, D. He's saying, welcome to the channel, brother.
Oh,
Brooklyn
thank
Amari
y'all.
has said, ready for Crawford to TKO Israel. And then SWS Boxing has said, come on, Bud, Crawford. Yeah, couldn't agree more with you there, mate. I think we all agree Bud's going to take it.
So Jam, let me ask you this: do you think that? So I think that Errol is a better fighter. Now, let me say this: I don't think that the fight will go at easier than the Errol fight, but I think Errol is a better fighter than Israel. So I think this fight is going to show me how tailor made Errol Spence style was for Terence Crawford, unless Israel does the same thing that Errol does, but which I don't. But I do think that Errol is a better fighter than Israel. I just think that styles make fights, and Terrence style against Errol style was just super super bad for Errol.
It really was, mate. Yeah, but he was coming off that car crash as well. He was in a bad way already. He looked punch drunk before the fight, in truth, didn't he? To be honest, eh?
Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because I think now I'm probably the only person that thinks this. I think Errol looked better after the car crash and the Danny Garcia fight and the Ugas fight. I think that's the best that I've seen Errol. Just the nonstop pressure, the punching. Like I thought Errol looked amazing in those two fights. Like I don't think that there was a version of Errol that was better than that. To me, like the what he did to Ugas, I think a lot of people don't reckon. Like he broke his orbital bones, his ribs. He kept coming forward. Like people don't just dominate Danny Garcia the way Errol dominated Danny Garcia for all 12.
Swift
Like
is a
I thought,
banger as well.
yeah, I think Errol looked better, but I might be in the minority thinking that. But I thought that he looked better coming off of the car crashes. Dedicated goals.
Oh, I think your signal was waiting for a second there, mate. But you're back now. You're back now.
Now
So
I'm
this
be
one,
honest with you. The Pitbull versus Rayo fight, even though I respect that Rayo won, it put my father-in-law to sleep. He's sleeping right now, so he's out.
it wasn't
He's
the best
out.
fight, was it, bro? It wasn't the best fight. It wasn't the best fight. But I actually picked Rayo to win
I
that.
can't
That
hear
was
you.
my
I
upset of the
can't.
day.
I can't hear
Can you
you.
hear me now, bro? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I picked Rayo to win that. That was my upset of the night. I said Rayo's going to beat Pitbull, and no one would have it, but I said it's going to happen. That was my
Yeah,
pick
I
of the
think.
night as the upset.
Yeah, I had Rayo winning that fight all the way through. I think Pitbull is a great, not great, but he's so one dimensional. But he's great at the one dimension that he does. But
Yeah.
it's so easy to train for. Like the short fighter that's coming in with with a hook, no jab, no. Actually, he started catching Ryo when he started throwing the right hand, like the straight right hand. But it was a little bit too late for that. Like you can't start throwing the straight right in round 11 and think that you're going to win a fight. Like I was actually very disappointed. Now, I'm watching it with my father-in-law, my nephews, and all them, and they thought that they left. They went to the game room. They was like, no, we're not watching the rest of this.
They were done
But
with
they
it.
thought that, yeah, they thought that the because they don't really they're boxing casuals. They thought they was like, man, the tall guy just beating the the smaller guy. And I thought the cards, me personally, I thought the cards was way too slow. I think I would give Pitbull probably 4 rounds, but a split decision was crazy for me. Like I think 4 or 5 rounds is fair, but a split decision was. I don't know how you could give Pitbull that fight.
I
Like
had 7-5, 7-5 to Valenzuela. That's what I had it. And I done the watch along. I had it 7-5.
yeah, they had
And I
it.
was being generous to Pitbull.
Yeah, because I don't understand how they had Pitbull winning that fight. Um,
Yeah,
so
one of them, the middle judge gave it 115, 113, didn't he?
yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
It was ridiculous, especially like, come on, Pitbull never won that fight. Like
No,
anybody that thinks that Pitbull won that fight, you gotta get your eyes checked. Pitbull
exactly, mate.
and it was so like the only thing, and I'll say this: Ryo will get absolutely sparked by Javante Tank Davis. Ryo just he engages a little bit too much. The fight could have been a lot easier for him, and he just made the fight a lot harder than what it needed to be. And I just don't like those type of fighters where, hey, you have a way to win and win going away, but you're gonna stay in the pocket. You're gonna start like you could have just outboxed pit bull.
Could have made it easy work, light work. Just kept him on the jab all night and just kept the little man at bay. But he didn't. Yeah, I completely agree with you, D. He
Yeah,
was just trying to engage too much.
he made the fight entirely too hard. Like,
Yeah,
what are you doing? Like, man.
definitely, mate. Definitely. Right, we're
But
about to get underway here. Are you excited for this one, D? Because I am, mate. I've been so buzzing for this one for months.
yeah,
Terence
to be
Crawford's
honest
ready
with
to
you,
go.
I'm Terrence is my favorite fighter in the world. Like I love Terrence Crawford. My family was able to meet Terrence Crawford. But I'm not that nervous for the like I don't know why, because normally, you got that big fight feel where you get nervous, you get like,
Yeah.
ooh, I maybe I hope Israel show me some stuff, but I'm really not that nervous for this fight. I think Terrence gonna win it going away.
To be honest, do you think there's anyone, D, who beats Terence Crawford at the moment? Because I can't see anyone.
I think if he keeps talking about Canelo, Canelo stops him.
That could
Like,
be, yeah, that's 168. That's too high a weight, isn't it?
yeah, you're not beating, and people were mad at me for saying this, but you're not beating Canelo Alvarez at 168. Floyd Mayweather is not beating Canelo Alvarez at 168. That's just too much weight. He's just too big, too strong, too powerful. Like, are y'all like people don't understand how good Canelo is? Like that's not just a normal 168 pounder that you're fighting. You're fighting Canelo Alvarez, who is a
One of
top
the
10.
most powerful and best boxers of all time, of a generation. He's only ever lost to Bivol and Mayweather, and that was at welterweight. You know what I mean?
And with extreme power. Like man, I don't I just
I hope we
people.
get to see it, just to see the challenge. Because if anyone could step up to that, it would be Bud. But I'd still probably go Canelo to win it because of the power.
Yeah, I think Canelo by stoppage. Like
Yeah,
if we I look at it like this. If Canelo was fighting Israel Madrimov, Canelo would kill Israel Madrimov. It would be worse than the Spence versus Bud fight. Like,
yeah,
let's be honest. It's just Canelo is too big, too strong, too powerful. There would be nothing that Israel could do against a Canelo Alvarez. But
definitely.
here we go. Here we go. Let's see.
We're underway. Right, Bud comes out. He's looking fresh. He's got lovely shiny green gloves on. He's just jabbing it
Ooh.
out, popping it out. He looks ready, D, doesn't he? He looks ready.
Yeah, and let's see. Israel never threw a punch, but right now, Terrence definitely looks very, very sharp.
Comfortable. He looks
Okay,
comfortable
he
already.
switched stance early. Okay, he switched stance very, very early. I wonder if he's seen something. I always say whenever Terrence does switch stance, that means he's seen something. A
Yeah,
good jab, good jab. Israel's not throwing punches. I think Israel got kind of confused with this the hand speed. I think that's kind of giving him trouble as of right now because, of course, those lighter guys coming up will be a lot faster. Israel looks very, very big. Good pressure, good jab to the body by Israel.
definitely. Bud's just looking calm, cool, calculated as always. He looks like nothing puts any bother on him, does he? Nothing seems to bother Bud Crawford.
Yeah, it looks like he really loves this, and you could just look at his eyes. He looks so focused. His eyes is not moving away from Israel.
Where he wants to be, D, isn't it? It's where he wants to be at all times. It's like his favourite place in the world is in that ring.
Bud. So him and Floyd are very different, but where they are the same is their eyes. Their eyes do not move off their target. Like I see this
Laser
a lot
focused.
with like their eyes is always on their target. The only person that is similar to that well, nobody in boxing right now, but Floyd Mayweather, that's what I remember about Floyd. His eye stayed on his target. None of the new boxers, like you'll see Gervonta talking to the crowd and stuff like that, which I know we've seen Crawford do it before, but I think Crawford does it whenever he's in control. Sometimes Tank will be talking to the crowd, and sometimes he's not in total control.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Completely agree. He's like laser focused, like he just doesn't take his eye off the target.
Good
He always
job.
looks ready and up for war. That's what gives him the edge, I believe. That's what gives him the edge over most competitors because he's laser focused. And I can see this literally going the same way most of his fights go. He might have a couple of scrappy rounds at the beginning, but then you know Bud's going to turn it on, he's going to mix it up, and he's going to take care of this guy.
Yeah, this is a very calculated first round. Okay, good left hook from
How are you
Bud.
scoring that one day at the end of the first round? Did you say 10-9, Bud?
Oh, oh yeah, I'm kind of the first round ended for you. I'm kind of behind. I'm kind of behind. It just ended for me.
That's
um,
all right, mate. That's all right. It's always a little bit off. Eminem's clapping, so he's impressed.
yeah, I think that what we were able to see first round is Bud's hand speed is definitely Madrimov didn't throw a lot, but I think that he is very, very wary of the hand speed as far as that goes. Now, what'll be interesting is whenever Madrimov does start to throw, how Bud takes the punches. But I think that Madrimov is very, very wary of the hand speed and just the footwork of Bud and what he's doing with his feet, especially switching from orthodox to southpaw that soon probably kind of threw Madrimov off. But I would have it 10-9 Bud. As of right now, I don't think Madrimov was able to get a lot of offense off. So I'm not gonna it's the early round, so that's really a swing round. You could if you give it to Madrimov, I wouldn't
Yeah,
say anything about it.
it's
But I have it
understandable
10-9.
either way. It's understandable
Yeah,
either
because
way, Rory
Madrimov was
said.
bringing the pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Right, we're in round number 2, 2 minutes 30 to go. Madrimov's trying to force the pressure, but he's not really throwing any punches. Bud just seems cool, calm, calculated as always. He's just sitting back, just waiting for Madrimov to make that mistake before he claps him. That's the way I see it. It's just a waiting game until Bud snaps into action and takes care of his man.
Hey, the zone need to give me a refund because I'm very off. Like I'm not even at 230 right now. I'm at 225.
Oh,
Well, I just
okay.
got to 225.
It's probably though, mate, because you're in the whereabouts are you? You're in the States, aren't you? Obviously, but whereabouts in the States are you? Texas.
Yeah, I went to SeaWorld, so we flew out to Texas. I brought
Yeah.
my family and all that to SeaWorld, so they enjoyed.
Oh, bless you. That must have been a nice day out, mate. Well, I'm in the East Midlands of England, so like it's going to be a bit different on the signal. That's probably why. But don't worry about that, mate. We're still going to be watching the same fight. It's just a couple of seconds delay. You know what I mean? But at the moment, Bud's just flicking out the jab. Madrimov's chasing him about without really doing anything at the moment.
Yeah, I think that the speed, like, and that's what I was telling people. I think the speed difference just is going to be too. And I understand Madrimov. What I'll give Madrimov right now is that he's not a stupid. He's not a dumb fighter. Like for people who's watching this, Madrimov is not a crazy fighter. It's whenever you're fighting guys that has that type of speed, it's very hard, and he understands that okay, I can't risk throwing certain punches because this guy is very fast, and I probably never fought a fighter that's that fast as far as that goes. So you don't want to throw things and get caught. And what the good thing about Bud is a master at that was a good right hand from Madrimov
It
though.
was. He
That
caught
was
him there. Yeah, he did catch him on the way in. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Bud's like a master counter puncher, isn't he? Like, waiting
yes,
for him to
and
come in and making him like counteracting his own punches.
but I just don't know
Madrimov's
how
diving in. He's
Madrimov.
not really getting out going.
But also I don't know how good Madrimov gas tank is because even though he's not throwing punches, he has a lot of move. Like he's moving a lot. So like I'll go back to Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller, he had like Bud looks so much faster than him. Like it's
Yeah,
almost
definitely.
ridiculous how much faster Bud looks.
Yeah, he does look
Yeah,
fast. He does look fast. That's another
but
Bud round for me. It's just swing round again, but I'll give that to Bud still because he was the
yeah,
aggressor.
especially him being the champion, I would have it 2-0,
Yeah,
but it's a swing round, it's a early rounds. But I think Madrimov, I don't know how good his endurance is, but all that herky jerky moving around and not doing nothing will exhaust you.
Yeah,
Because like Big Baby Miller, he was walking forward, but he wasn't really moving. He was just walking forward. But Matrimov is like bouncing around, so I just don't know how good his endurance is. Because even though he's not throwing punches, it's not like he's reserving energy um, with that movement that he has.
that's it. That's it. At the minute, Bud's come out lively here at the start of round three. He's come out lively, but still not really landing anything. Madrimov's making him work for his punches. He's popping out the jab. He's not really landed anything of any significance of yet. But we know what Bud's like. Bud likes to keep it nice and slow. He likes to build into his fights. So let's see what he does. SWS Boxing has said, come on, Crawford. And then he said, let's go, Crawford. So he's doubled up on that. And then Brooklyn Amari has said, let's go. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining. Give us your prediction, mate, how you think this one's going to end.
Oh, that was a good right hand. But right now, I see Bud just being so much faster than this guy. Like Bud is in order for Madrimov to win this fight, because I'm a Bud Crawford fan, so I'm going for Bud, but I just want to make sure I give a fair analysis. I think that he needs to start taking more risks and start pressing the action. Like you're in there with a smaller man, you have to take more risks. You're not going to win a boxing match against a guy that has the speed advantage against you. Like you're just not. So I think Madrimov, his key to victory will be taking more chances. You have to go in there and you have to you have to take some risks.
He's
Like
got to
and
put it
you
on him,
have to
basically, D. He's got to put it on him, innit? He's got to put it on him if he wants to have any chance.
Yeah, and you have to trust your chin. You have to trust that your chin will hold up. Like you have to. Especially you because this if this fight continues now I'm at a minute 32 seconds, but if this fight goes like this, I have it an easy Crawford decision win.
Yeah. This will be free zip in a minute, this
Because
will.
Aftermath is just yeah, he's just not doing enough. He's just
Oh,
not
good
doing
shot
enough.
from Bud there. Bud just landed a
And
really
I
good shot there. Caught him coming in. Bud's starting to warm to the task now, as he does. Third, fourth round, this is where Bud comes alive. Madrimov fires back with a right hand, doesn't really land out. Bud just looks at him and says, what you got? You ain't got nothing. And he keeps coming. And he lands a good couple of jabs there. Madrimov
Bud
shakes his feet
Crawford,
to see how he shuffle.
y'all have to understand, Bud Crawford, guys, y'all are looking at the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Like
Definitely.
Madrimov is a really good. I could tell Madrimov is a really good fighter by the things that he is doing. His footwork, his ability to bounce out, bounce in. He understands the speed, but Bud Crawford is a very, very good fighter. Um,
He's
and
world elite.
he's an all-time great. So I just want people to understand what they're witnessing. For you
That's
guys
it.
who are watching this fight,
Definitely, matey, definitely.
like,
I think, Bud, for me, Shakur's saying yes. Shakur in the crowd is saying yes. You know, he knows what he's saying. He's clapping, he's smiling at Bud. He's loving it. He's saying, yes, you've got this, Bud. He knows.
yeah,
He knows. Shakur's in the know. Definitely. He's definitely in the know here. That's 3-0 for Crawford for me, and it's been pretty easy. I'm quite disappointed in Madrimov so far. He did land one good shot in that round, and it was an overhand
but
right that landed straight down the pipe. But other than
so
that,
this is what I'm gonna tell you, Jam, and you could agree with me or you don't have to. But sometimes I've always said sometimes the better fighter gets stopped. Errol Spence in that fight, people look like, oh, Errol was getting beat up, but Errol Spence was pressing the action and he was coming to win. Right now, it's looking like Madrimov is trying to box Bud, and he's okay making it to the distance. He don't want to get
yeah,
beat up.
he's
Now,
surviving.
of course, it's still early in the fight as far as that goes, and one punch could change everything, but it's it's very like Errol to me is still a better fighter than Madrimov because Errol came in there and you're gonna have to put me down. Madrimov is not doing much to tell me that he's a better fighter than Errol Spence.
I get what you mean there, D. I get what you mean. You mean he came to fight, didn't he? He came and he tried. He dared to dream. He dared to try and win. At least he had a go. Yeah, he got knocked out, but he tried to win. Whereas Madrimov seems happy to just coast at the moment.
Yes, he's not really throwing much punches. He's bouncing on his, like the bouncing looks nice, but is you have to do something. Like Errol really was throwing, and I think that's kind of confusing. Crawford is going to have to be the aggressor because Madrimov is not really doing much.
I tell you what, though, Bud's punches are off tonight. He's only got 18% accuracy so far. That's low for Bud,
But
isn't it?
it's hard because the dude that he's fighting is really not fighting. You
He's
know what I mean?
fidgety and backing up. Yeah.
He's more defensive orientated. He's not really coming forward. He's not really throwing a lot of punches. He's very like so. Bud has to be the aggressor. He has to throw his hands. Maybe Madrimov will. Maybe that was a good body shot from
That
Bud.
was a cracking shot. Cracking shot. Caught him coming in. Hell of a shot. SWS Boxing said 3-0 Crawford. Yeah, we're with you on that, mate. And then he said, let's go. And then he said, come on, Bud. Yeah, we're with you there, SWS Boxing. Thank you, Sammy. Bud's starting to wail away now. He's starting to land some real clean punches here with a minute to go of round number 4. Bud is starting to really get his work going here. And Madrimov looks out of his depth at the moment. Michael Montano has said, hi, Jam. When Bud connects, how does Israel react? Does it stop his forward motion? Does he cover up or does he respond immediately? To be honest, I'll let D answer that. D, when Bud hits Israel, how's he reacting? What would you say?
I think Israel isn't doing much. I just don't think. I think that he wants to win a boxing match, but it's very hard for you to win a boxing match against a guy that's a lot bigger than you. Imagine Canelo trying to win a boxing match against Jermell. Canelo probably would lose that fight. As the bigger man, you have to bring the pressure, but not just walking the guy down. You have to throw your punches. He's just bouncing on the outside. So how he's reacting to Bud's punches isn't indicative of anything because he's not really doing much.
That's
Because
it. He's not doing a lot at all, is he?
yeah, he's doing the same thing when Crawford hits him as if Crawford didn't hit him. He's not really doing much at all. So I can't even dictate how hard Crawford is punching at that weight class. I think, and a lot of it, Jam, you could tell me if I'm wrong or not, but a lot of it might be because of the high amateur background. Like you're trying to win a points fight. This is big time boxing, and you're the bigger man. You need to chase this guy down that's smaller, and you have to press the action. You like what I'm very disappointed in Madrimov.
Yeah, me too so far. After 4 rounds, he's been very poor. I expected a damn sight more out of Israel Madrimov, to be honest.
Yeah, and Jam, be honest, I would have much rather see the Arrow fight with Crawford, Arrow versus Bud 2 fight than this so far because this hasn't been really entertaining as far as that goes. Just
In a
being honest.
sense, I would because of the way Errol bought it, but the way he got took out, I just wouldn't want to see that again. I wouldn't want to see Errol get hurt, to be honest. Bud absolutely schooled him. I wouldn't want to see that again for that reason. But I
Yeah,
do
but
get what you mean. I get what you mean, D, completely. I think everyone on X is saying 3-0 Bud, 4-0 now, Bud. So I think Bud's just going to coast here by the looks of it. Will we see a knockout? Will he put his foot on the pedal and just try and take Madrimov out and show us all that he's got the strength at 154?
Um, I had Crawford winning by knockout, but I think that Crawford will win by decision. I just don't think that unless Crawford really pushes for the knockout, I don't think that he's gonna get the knockout. I don't. I think Madrimov is just a little bit too defensive. He's not throwing his hands enough, and I just don't think. I think Crawford will win clean. I just that it's this fight.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
just a
just
matter of
hope
time for
that
me. John Kelso's joined us. He said, "Who is dominating, mate? Bud Crawford is absolutely dominating. He's won all 4 rounds. He's making it look very light work at the moment, John. Thank you for joining me, sir.
yeah,
Here
I
we go,
mean,
though. There's minute 5 to go, D. What are your thoughts on this now? It looks like Crawford's in complete control, doesn't it?
yeah, I would have it,
Oh, Crawford's
especially with,
down. Crawford's down. Oh, it's not. It's not a knockdown. It's not a knockdown. It's okay. It wasn't a knockdown. Bloody hell! Scared the life out of me. That did. I don't. It wasn't given as a knockdown. The ref just said get up, but it's fine.
yeah,
Oh,
that was a slip. I'm just seeing it. That was definitely a slip.
scared the
I
life out of me.
mean,
That did, D. Honestly,
yeah,
it's
that
given
was
Madrimov some
definitely,
confidence, though, D. It's given Madrimov confidence. He's now coming forward. He's now starting to put his punches together. He looks a bit more on point. Sometimes that can be all it takes to change the tide. You know what I mean? To turn the tide. He seems now like he wants to put it on Bud Crawford. He's throwing some haymakers now. Bud just blocks that one, then he goes for the left uppercut right through the guard. Madrimov's starting to get a bit of confidence here, D.
yeah. I'm kind of behind. Um, yeah, I think that was he's starting to throw more. I still have it. I think
Still a
you
Bud
could
round.
give. I think that you could give that round to Madrimov if you wanted to.
Yeah, SWS
I
Boxing just did. He's give it 4-1 Bud, so he's give that one to Madrimov.
Yeah, I think that you could definitely give that round to Madrimov. They're showing Devin Haney.
What do you think about Haney at the minute? He got his O back. What do you think's next for him? Because obviously it's not going to be Garcia because Garcia's banned. Who would you like to see him in with?
I
What about
think
him
he need to
against
go.
Valenzuela at 140?
I think that he needs to go up and fight Barrios.
Yeah, Barrios.
I think Mario is probably the easiest. Not I don't. I hate calling fighters easy, but he's
I
probably
know what you mean, D.
um,
Trust me. I know exactly what you mean.
he's holding a belt for whoever is good to come and take it. That's what I'll say.
Exactly, yeah. He's
And I
he's just
think
waiting for someone to come and snatch it up.
yeah. So I think
Completely
that
agree.
him fighting stuff will be. I'm sorry. I'm very interested in the fight now, especially because I think Madrimov won that last round for sure.
Yeah, they've given it on the cards here. Chris Mannix has got it 48-47 to Madrimov, believe it or not. I don't see how he's got that scorecard, but that's what he's got. Chris Mannix has it
I
48-47 to Madrimov. I think that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
I'm not gonna say it's two because remember the first 2 rounds we had it very close. I think the first 2 rounds was very close. So I could see how, but I just think that Bud being the champion, you would give those 2 rounds to. Okay, okay. It looks like Bud is kind of turning up a little bit. I'm at 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So
Yeah,
it
I'm
looks like Bud.
145, so I'm only 15 seconds ahead. That's mad, isn't it?
The
It's a
zone
card
you're
in
gonna have
America.
to.
I get it sooner. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Hey,
It's like send it
America.
round the world and I get it quicker somehow. It's the way of the world, D. It's the way of the world. Yeah, Bud looking like he's warming up again. The referee comes in and just tells him off for something. I don't know why. There's a minute and 8 to go on mine at the moment. Madrimov starting to look a little bit aggressive here. He's coming in. He's trying to put it on Bud Crawford. He really is the dream. Madrimov is starting to come forward. He's starting to fancy this a wee bit. I don't know whether it's going to come to fruition or not, but he seems to be fancying it a wee bit. Bud's just normal, cool, calm, calculated, as he does. You know what he's like, D. He's always just slick as whatever he needs to be. Lands a good stiff jab there,
Yeah.
puts Madrimov back in his
So
place.
So far, at 41 seconds, I have Terrence up this round. I
Yeah,
think that he did the more clean work as far as that goes. I think that he's starting to get Madrimov's timing a lot better.
yeah, definitely. He's catching him coming in. I don't know where Chris Mannix has got bloody Madrimov up for. I don't get that at all. Like he's been in the fight, but he's not winning this fight, not by a long stretch. Oh, lovely body work from Bud right as the bell goes. So that's 10-9 for Bud for that one for round six. And Bud was smirking as he walked off. He was happy with that because he knew he caught him and he knew he hurt him right at the death there. Right as the whistle went for the last round, he got in. Got him good.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a
I
cracking
think.
left in the right through the guard. It was beautiful day. Beautiful work.
Yeah, I think. But
There's
I
Bam.
think.
Bam's in the fizzle. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is there.
Yeah, I think
What a
we.
fighter he is.
Yeah, I think Bam. Oh, Bam, Bam, Bam. I
Yeah,
think
little
Bam
Jesse.
is a. Yep, I think Bam is one of the future pound for pound fighters.
Definitely,
He's
D.
the only
Definitely.
person that I give a chance to beat in Inoue. I would
Yep.
still lean towards Inoue, but I have Inoue beating everybody from what Inoue is right now, 122, 122 to 130. I think that Inoue beats everyone. Raymond
Yeah.
Ford, Shushu Carrington. I don't think anyone beats Inoue.
I think Shushu would probably be his toughest test for me because Inoue can be got at, as Lewis Neri showed when he dropped him in that first round. But look what Inoue done to him after. He absolutely schooled him, didn't he? SWF
Yeah,
Boxing has got it 5-1D. So 5-1 to Bud.
yeah,
And then he said
yeah.
Crawford. And then he
I would
said,
have
how
it.
have people got it so close? I ain't got a clue, Sam, to be honest.
I have it 5-1 Bud as well. But the first two
Madrimov
rounds
has
was
got 33% punch though landed, but he's only thrown 110 to Bud's 194. So that's why he's got such a high percentage because he's not thrown nowhere near as much.
yeah, I think the fans are starting to boo. This fight is very Madrimov is really Madrimov had Bud against the ropes and didn't do anything. So I mean, it's very hard. Uh,
It's just the way it goes, isn't it? Brooklyn Amara's just said the refs today are jokes. Yes, they are, Meter. The judges are jokes. Yes, they are, Meter. The judges are pissing me off real bad tonight. They robbed poor Big Baby Miller and Pitbull. I'd say they robbed
yeah, I
Miller, mate,
think
because I had Miller, but I don't think they robbed Pitbull. I think Pitbull lost that fight myself.
yeah, they definitely. I trust me. I had people in here that's not boxing enthusiasts, and they definitely don't watch boxing like that, and they thought that Pitbull lost that fight. So yeah, Pitbull definitely. I don't think Pitbull won that fight at all.
Brooklyn Amara's just said Crawford by TKO round 8 to 11. It's always a possibility,
Uh,
brother. But
I don't.
you
I
never
don't.
know.
I don't see it. I don't. Maybe Brud catches him with something hard, but I think that this fight is probably going to go the distance. I don't think that Madrimov is coming to get knocked out. He's not throwing enough punches to like you
Do you
see.
think they're going to give
He's
it Bud
just
whether he
not.
wins or not, though, D? What I was going to ask, mate, do you think they're going to give it to Bud whether he wins or not? Do you think even if Madrimov wins every round
Mm,
from here, do you think they're going to give it Bud anyway?
uh,
Surely
I
they're not
mean,
going to stiff Bud on this card.
yeah, I think Bud is the superstar, but
You
right
never know,
now
though, in
this
boxing,
fight,
DR. You never know.
yeah, right now I feel like Bud is very, 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 very. I think that he's very frustrated with this fight, just
Yeah.
because the guy is not engaging. I think that it's very hard, especially with the way like if you're a bigger guy, you're supposed to be the one throwing more. You're supposed to be the one trying to press the action. You're supposed to be, but Madrimov is just staying there bouncing.
Jerome Boots Ennis is in the crowd. What do you think he's making of this?
Boots. I don't
He's
think
sat
he's
there with
ready
all
for a
his
but.
bling on, looking ready for
Yeah,
action.
yeah, he needs to stay at 147.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think if he goes up to
that's
154, he ain't got the power, has he? To be truthful.
yeah. I think that David Avanesian was able to take a lot. Well, I think he could do good at 154. I just don't think that he's beating Bud Crawford. I just think that
No.
his defensive, like he has a lot of laps in defenses. And I know people said, oh, but that's David Avanesian. But I was always taught that your defense is it's a habit. So if you have bad defense against people that's if you have bad defense against people that I'm sorry, I was looking at them two hooks that Crawford landed. But
That's
if you
fine.
have bad defense, those things are something that's always going to show, no matter what. If you have bad defense, it'll always show.
Yeah, the defense starts the offense. You know what I mean? If you ain't got a good defense, you can't have a good attack because you're going to get caught. So your defense
Not
is
only
what starts
that,
all the stuff.
whenever I would because I did wrestling and boxing, and this is what my coaches taught me. Whenever you, even if it's someone that you're supremely talented in, even if your defense is bad, even whenever you fighting someone that you're not supremely talented to, you're still going to have those bad habits. Those habits are very hard to break, so don't start those habits. And that's something I think that's something that we have to start to definitely make I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
you
I'm
got
just
to take it into
watching this fight
consideration.
too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
you
true
have
that
to
you got.
because even though we look at Boots and all his talent, and I think Boots is supremely talented, he's supremely skilled. I think that those bad defensive lapses that he does, that's habits. That's not things that he's going to just be able to fix whenever he goes to the top level. And we have to remember this guy Israil Madrimov is because we're going to look at this fight and say, okay, well, Terence Crawford doesn't beat Boots, because I know how people are. I never even looked at the internet, but people are going to say, oh, he never knocked this guy out. Israel
Yeah.
Madrimov is not really throwing a lot of punches.
No, he's in defense mode. He's in defense mode. He has been from the start. He's been in defense mode from the start. He's not. He's not even trying to engage. Like you said, Errol Spence came to fight, and that's why he got himself knocked out. Madrimov's playing it little bit smarter. He's just coming in, like you said, trying to survive almost. Like he's trying to survive. So we'll have to see here. But Bud's starting to get a bit lively here in round number 8. There's 17 seconds to go. And Bud's starting to put it on him
Terrence,
now.
yeah, Terrence looks like he's starting to have fun.
Yeah, he's
For
starting to
sure.
liven up. Oh, a lovely body shot there
Yeah,
from Bud.
yeah. It looks like he's starting to have fun.
He really is. Oh, he lands a big haymaker right at the end there as well to finish that round. That's definitely a Bud round again. So that's 10-9 Bud again. I don't know how Chris Mannix and them lot have got it close because I've got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got every round to Bud. I can't even give Madrimov one round. I can't.
Yeah, I have Madrimov winning one round. I have him winning one round, but other than that, it's a whitewash. Madrimov looks like as of this point, if he doesn't press it, if I'm his coach, I'm letting him know that you're gonna lose a decision.
And Brooklyn Omari's just said, fuck that Chris Mannix guy. He's been robbing everyone tonight. Yeah, so true, mate. He's the one who gave against Jerome Miller, Andy Ruiz. He gave Andy Ruiz 7 rounds to 5. Like, what the fuck was he watching? Jerome Miller won that fight hands down.
Yeah, I
Jerome
think
Miller
Big
won that
Baby
fight.
definitely won that fight. I think that
Definitely.
especially Andy Cruz got tired throughout that fight. But I'm gonna say this. What I'm impressed with is that Crawford looks very comfortable in that this fight against this bigger guy. He looks extremely fast, and he's really taken Madrimov's punches pretty well because Madrimov caught him with some punches, and he's taking it very, very well. Now, if
Oh,
I'm
it's just
Crawford,
nearly
I'm
knocked Madrimov
still.
through the ropes there, D. He just nearly knocked him through the ropes. He just
Oh,
put
you're
Madrimov
you're
through
a
the
little
ropes
bit
there.
ahead of me.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. He just literally caught him with a right handers who rushing in, put him straight through the ropes. But luckily, it wasn't a knockdown for Madrimov. But Bud caught him flush. Bud's definitely starting to take control of this fight now, even more so than he already was. There's 2 minutes
Yeah,
5
but
to
it's
go on mine of round 9. And Bud's starting to get his confidence up. He's starting to look like the man again. Oh, he's countering Madrimov beautifully at the moment. Madrimov's flying in with his head out. He's coming in. This is how he'll get himself
yeah,
knocked out like Errol if he keeps doing this.
it's levels, and Bud is on just a completely different level. He is showing that he is the best fighter in the world right now.
Exactly. John Kelso's joined us. He said the body shot from Bud makes Israil slow down. Definitely, mate. He caught him flush in the solar plexus and then round the back of the body like liver shot. And then he went to whack him through the ropes. But luckily for Israil, the ref stopped him. Because I tell you, Bud could have stopped him there else. But Bud's definitely starting to fancy this now. He is starting to fancy this
Yeah,
now. Bud's starting to wail on him. He's up, landed an uppercut on the inside there. Bud standing there with a high guard in the centre of the ring, calling Madrimov in. He wants him to engage so he can open him up. Oh, he takes one though, left hook from Madrimov. Bud took that clean. Bud don't even sweat it. He didn't even flinch. Nothing to him. Brooklyn Amari said, what round we on? We're on round number 9 of 12, brother. There's 40 seconds to go of round number 9. Madrimov's still trying, but Bud in full control for me. Good shot again there. Good stiff
Madrimov
jab
with those.
from Bud Crawford.
Who?
Good jab again from Bud. Lovely shot from Bud. He's starting to work. Oh, great body shot. Madrimov's hurt. Madrimov's hurt here. Can Bud get to him? Madrimov fires back. True warrior that he is. The Uzbek here is a true warrior. His face is starting to get a bit banged up. He's starting to look a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah,
And that's the
oh,
end of the
that
round.
was
That was some good stuff there from Bud.
yeah, Bud is just on another level. I know your boy Neutral had Bud getting stopped. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't agree with everything Mr. Neutral says, trust me. I said Madrimov would give him a good run for his money, but he weren't going to stop no Bud. He's not stopping
Yeah,
no
I
Bud. But
think.
Bud puts him through the ropes here. Just on the replay, puts him through the ropes. Madrimov landed a good, solid, stiff right and then went down for the uppercut, and Bud just clipped him to the ear. It's a cracking shot. But yeah, Madrimov ain't getting no stoppage here, mate, I can assure you. There is no way as Madrimov stopping Bud. I don't think anyone stops Bud. Maybe Canelo at 168, but that's because of the size advantage.
Yeah, Canelo. I think Canelo stops Bud. I think Canelo. Now because Canelo is not Madrimov, and Canelo is gonna come to fight. I think Canelo, and he's gonna make Crawford fight, and I think Canelo stops Bud.
Yeah,
I
the
do.
power, the size advantage is going to pay dividends, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Canelo just too big. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest, Canelo is just too big.
Yeah, we're talking
Like
about a
Canelo.
guy who was fighting at 140, 135 recently against a guy who's 168 who's fought at 175. You
Well,
know, there's
Can
weights for a reason.
Terence Crawford first fights was at 130.
Yeah,
So
that's what I mean. He was a light man. Brooklyn Amari has said, if Crawford can beat Kell Brook, Yuri Lucas Gamboa, Amir Khan, Errol Spence, and Showtime Sean Porter, he will definitely walk through Madrimov. Madrimov can't even beat any of them guys, I just said.
yeah,
Bless
I
you,
agree.
Brooklyn.
I agree.
At the moment,
I agree.
Chris Mannix has got it 86-85 to Madrimov. I don't see that at all. I've got Bud winning every single round. Oh, no, sorry. I did give Madrimov a slight in the fifth.
Yeah, I don't see what Chris Mannix is seeing.
I think the guy's
Chris
nuts, mate. He's
Mannix
the one
might
who
be.
had Andy Ruiz by 6 rounds. You know what I mean? I don't even think he's watching the same fights we are.
I think Chris Mannix probably is. I think Chris Mannix is probably Madrimov cousin or something. I think he might be
Yeah,
related to
definitely, mate.
Madrimov.
Definitely. Or Turkey Halal Sheikh's paid him to say that. One of the two.
From what I'm seeing.
But we're in round number 10 here. There's a minute and 15 to go. Bud's in complete control for me. Um, Brooklyn Amari just said, stupid Chris guy. I wish I had him up there. I hope Crawford whoops the judges after the match if he gets robbed. I don't think Crawford's going to get robbed, mate. I don't think Crawford's going to get robbed. I really don't. Not
I
in
don't know how
LA.
you could look at this. I don't know how three judges could look at this fight and have Madrimov up.
I don't see
I
how
don't
one
know
of
how.
them could, mate, to be honest with you, D.
Well, Chris Mannix have him up.
Yeah, but he's just a div, isn't he? Let's be truthful. He's a div, Chris Mannix. Take as much like notice of him as I would someone on X who just chats waffle, you know what I mean?
Cut them dreads off.
Madrimov is trying again, though. He's putting it on Bud again, but Bud's just taking it in his stride. He's still looking slick, still looking decent. Keeping his shape. Got caught there. Madrimov's face is starting to look really banged up as well around his left side. So Bud's right hand's catching him frequently. Good couple of shots from Bud on the inside. That's another 10-9 Bud for me, D. What about you, mate? You agree? Would you say
Yeah,
that's another Bud
I think
round?
that's I think yeah, I think I have Bud winning every round except one.
Yeah,
Um,
the fifth
there's
round. The fifth round.
probably there's probably the first two rounds you could have them as swing rounds, but I just think Bud's winning every round.
Mario Lopez is in the crowd. From Saved by the Bell. Do you remember him? Mario Lopez.
I'm about to take it up right now to watch.
Yeah, I think now I would give Madrimov credit because I think he's gonna go 12. I think there won't be a stoppage. I think Madrimov understood that there was a hand speed issue that was going on, and he just decided not to throw a lot of punches.
Yeah, I agree. He's just surviving, let's be truthful. Magramov's just in here to survive now. Bud's got his number. Bud's going to get to him. Let's see what he does. We're in round 11 here, guys. 2 minutes 35 to go. Bud Crawford, for me, in complete control. I can't see anything but a Bud win unless he gets knocked out, which I cannot see. But let's see what happens. Big shot there from Bud. Madrimov tucks up, so he knows that hurt him. Bud again, pounding away. Madrimov tucks him up. There's 2 minutes to go of round number 11 here. Bud flicks out the jab. Lovely, solid, stiff right jab there. Straight in the pipe, straight down the pipe, right at Madrimov. That's obviously what's doing the damage to the left side of Madrimov's face.
Hey, neutral. Jam. I'm gonna have to get off right quick. My phone is on like.
Okay, mate. You take care. Thanks for
I
coming through, D.
apologize.
That's all right, mate. You take care of yourself, yeah? Good to
Okay,
see you, mate. I'll
anytime.
see you soon. God bless, my man.
Oh yes, for sure. I'm gonna try to go and get my phone charged as soon as possible. That way we could get back on. Hopefully later on tonight to recap everything.
Okay, mate. Take care, D. All right, so we're in to round number 11. There's a minute and 11 seconds to go. At the moment, 32% punch output to Madrimov, 21% to Bud Crawford. Crawford's threw 341 punches to 210 for Israil Madrimov. There's no doubt about it. Bud has won this fight. Madrimov is just surviving. Unless he gets a knockout, this fight is over. But let's see what happens. I'll bring you up the final few minutes, peoples. Thank you, everyone, for joining. That's in the chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And we're here for Bud Crawford against Israil Madrimov. And Bud, it's starting to liven up a little bit here. Bud's starting to get mixing it. He's starting to put a little bit on Israil Madrimov. Madrimov's gassing a wee bit. He's blowing hard. Can Bud get to him? Bud looks angry. He looks angry like he's been offended. Let's see what he does. Turkey Halal Sheik watches on. Crawford's finally taking over, like fully taking over. That's the end of the round, but that's another 10-9 for Bud. I don't see it any other way. I can't see it any other way. That's another Bud round at the BMO Stadium in Los Angeles. Sterling K. Brown's there, the actor. Kate Beckinsale's there. Eminem's there. They're all there tonight. All the stars are out in force out in Los Angeles. When you're Bud, you bring the big crowd. That's for sure. And we've got 1 round to go left on this fight. Is Bud going to get to his man? Is he going to stop Israil Madrimov in the final round? Or can Madrimov pull off the unthinkable and stop Terence Bud Crawford? I very much doubt that, but let's see. In boxing, you never know. You never know. It's literally 6:30 in the morning in the UK. And I'm still here for the boxing for you guys. Here we go. Final 12th and final round. Bud comes out, popping out the jab. Madrimov fires back. He wants a piece of the action now, does Madrimov. Bud comes out wailing on him. He's letting his hands go for real, for real. All right, Bud circling, stalking his prey. Popping out the jab. Madrimov pops the jab back. Bud fires a left under. Bud fires a left counter punch. Chris Mannix has now got it 105-104 to Bud. So he's get Bud the last 2 rounds, and rightly so as well. How he didn't give him the 4 before that, I don't know either, but it's ifs and buts for coconuts. We'll all have a Merry Christmas, won't we? Right. Crawford turned around, ref splits them up. 1 minute 50 to go, round number 12. The 12th and final round out in LA at the BMO Stadium. Madrimov comes in with a punch. Not really giving enough to try and say it. Bud lands 3 big right uppercuts in a row. Beautiful punches from Terence. Madrimov lands 1 back though on Bud, but then Bud just outboxes him and bullies him into a headlock. 3 beautiful rights there from Bud. He absolutely smacked him on him, put it right on him. Chinned him off, as we call it. Madrimov throws a big punch, misses wildly. Bud circles. Madrimov throws a couple of lefts. Bud throws a couple of rights. Both men say, come on, let's do this. There's 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Bud misses wildly. Madrimov misses wildly. Bud starts wailing on Madrimov. Madrimov catches him and says, come on. Calls him in. Both men want to go to war here. There's 50 seconds to go. Are they going to lay down and take this? Who's going to accept what's going on here? Is Madrimov going to take the defeat? Is Bud going to try and emphasize his victory? 35 seconds to find out. Right, Bud circling again. Madrimov comes in with a body shot. Throws a wild right hand and misses wildly. Bud punches out a couple of jabs. Crawford stalking him, catches him coming in. Big shot from Bud. Madrimov's not even moved. He's a bigger man, remember. This is a big step up for Bud in weight class. 154. Here at the BMO Arena, BMO Stadium, Los Angeles. Madrimov comes in. He's wailing away on Bud. Catches Bud. Bud just shakes his head and says, nah, man, you ain't touched me. You ain't touched me. And I think that's the end of the fight. No, we're still going. There's the end of the fight. That's the end of the fight. Let's see what the judges give this. I'm going to give that last round to Madrimov. So I've got it 10 rounds to 2. $10 rounds to 2 for Bud for me, that is. Madrimov's up on his trainer's shoulders thinking he's won this. I don't know why. There is no way on this earth has Madrimov won this fight. Not a chance on earth. If he gets this decision, I'll be the most shocked man in the world tonight. There is no way. Right, just going to wait for the judges' scorecards, guys. When the judges' scorecards come, I'll have to obviously mute my mic so I can turn the TV up so I can hear it properly. And I'll let you know exactly what the outcome is, what the final outcome is. Madrimov's face looks a bit beaten up. Bud looks as fresh as a daisy. That should say it all to you. I was very disappointed in Madrimov tonight, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Israil Madrimov. I expected a lot better. I didn't think he'd win, but I expected him to come and give Bud his toughest night. Maybe he's done that, but without any real eloquence or putting it on him, you know. I expected more. I expected more from Israil Madrimov, to be quite honest with you. The dream definitely didn't fulfill my dream. But life's a bitch, then you marry one, eh? Let's see what happens. Just waiting for the judges to be ready, and I will give you the scorecards, fellas and ladies. Bud landed some cracking shots in that fight. Madrimov landed his own couple, but not much of any note. Oh, big uppercut from Bud. He landed 3 in a row. He smashed him with a right uppercut and then caught him twice more coming in. Absolutely stunning boxing from Bud. The BMO Stadium looks packed. John Kelso says, who do you think won, Jam? Definitely Bud, matey. Definitely Bud. I've got Bud 10 rounds to 2. To be honest with you, Mr. Kelso, thank you, sir, for joining, and thank you for your question. I will give you the official scorecards in a moment. I'm just waiting for them to come in. As soon as they do, I'll hop out, mute the mic, and I'll give you the full card. Here we go. I'm going to duck out, guys. I'll see you in a second. And Bud's got the win, of course. Bud has got the win. 116, 112, 115, 113, and 115, 113. So Bud Crawford by unanimous decision, and rightly so. It was the right winner. I'm surprised they had it so close, to be honest with you. I had it 10 rounds to 2. They gave it 115, 113 on 2. So it was a lot closer. Michael Montoya, thank you again, Jam. I appreciate you, my friend. Be back in September. God bless you, Michael. Thank you so much for tuning in, matey. And I hope you do join us again in September or whenever you're around, matey. We're always here. We'd love to have you along. You stay blessed, my brother. Brooklyn Amari, thanks for tonight. I'm back in September. God bless, my man. Thank you so much. There's plenty of other fights to be had as well coming up. Like anytime there's boxing on, Boxing Media Hub will be there to cover it for you. I promise you. So to everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Have a blessed and wicked time, whatever you're doing. Salute to you all, and I'll see you soon.